If you are tormented by demons, and if I say that there are no such thing as demons, who's right? Aloha friend, happy to help you out. When we go through very subjective experiences, I have seen a demon, I was tormented by these thoughts over and over and over again. Therefore, if you haven't seen it, you do not know what you're talking about. Well, that's a very subjective experience. But when we learn through the educational process, understanding how energy works, understanding how intuitive design works, we can say, well, wait a second, let's zoom out. What is the evidence that there was actually demon? You having an experience isn't evidence that there was an actual demon. That's not the same exact thing. And it's hard, friend, because when someone challenges an experience that you have had, you make the assumption that everyone has the same experience just because it was so challenging for you. But that doesn't mean that it is evidentially true for everyone. That is your experience. And in your experience, you feel very invalidated when someone challenges that. When you learn how to understand the energetics in the quantum field of how energy moves in, we learn that what we think of as a demon are projections of our subconscious mind in combination to possibly dogma, religious background, things that you were told, feared paradigm of movies, things that you were maybe experiencing as a kid because your brother told you a scary story or something like that. So when energy is moving things in the home, your paradigm of fear is going to say demon. If energy is shifting things to feel like it's quite pressurizing inside of the home, you're going to say demon, because your template has already felt that design plan. And a lot of times when we think of demon, there is actually evidential reasons to back up what's going on, either because you are experiencing psychosis or parapsychosis, and I'm not saying that is about you, but sometimes that is part of the problem. And sometimes there is completely misunderstood energy out there that your fear paradigm says it's gotta be demon. And it's gotta be demon for everyone else on this planet. But I also want you to pause for a moment. I know that you feel if I'm pushing against your paradigm, and I'm not specifically speaking to this creator, I'm actually speaking to everyone who thinks this way. Energy is actually quite fluid. Right now, in the idea of demon and darkness and dark energy and attachments, energy isn't fluid. Energy diverts to where your ego and your thought processes go. So it's going to move in that direction. And your information, the way that you intuit information and understand information, is only as clear as your conduit. This is your conduit. So if anything, what I would challenge you to do is to say, if you have had a subjective experience that feels like there is demon around you, then I encourage you to seek continual education. And if you do not desire to seek continual education, that is your choice. That is your choice. And in that choice, there will be consequence. And consequences will be fear. And consequences will be bad memories. And consequences will be, I don't want to be in a room by myself. Consequences might be, I am not going to talk about this. I'm going to suppress these emotions and maybe even turn into some kind of physical malady. I don't want that for anybody. So continued development is a process to keep you in fluidity, but also a process to help you remove your idea of paradigm with fear and also the ego. So you can be in fluidity of a life that you really want to live. Joy, happiness, abundance, and more. I hope that helps.